What other assets can go down 90%?
Everyone is going to hate the take, and Rashad and Troy don't agree.
Okay.
Ethereum.
Good old Ethereum.
I know. Mike, clip that up. Send it to everybody. Who is Ethereum's biggest competitor? Not the coin. What entities are they up against? Now, they do have a hell of a market maker and protection mechanism in JP Morgan. I'm going to keep saying that. Hell of a protection mechanism, right? Who is their biggest competitor? And this won't happen for, what year is it? Not until probably 26 or 27 or something like that.
In the crypto space, who's their biggest competitor?
Just in general.
Also,
just in general, like banking institution.
Yeah.
That
Jay and I was going at it, but I'm looking at the players behind the scene.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean,
the game and 50 thing wasn't really about them; it was about the powers that be behind.
Yeah, I mean, in the crypto space, I'm gonna let you tell the world, but I was obviously saying Cardano, Solana.
He's saying like in the banking industry.
Yeah,
Solana is not really a competitor to Ethereum, I don't think. But all right, who is it?
To give a better analogy, most of these cryptos are artists. Which hedge funds are the labels to them? So I was with Dom Kennedy this weekend. Kudos to the king. It's a lot of artists that act like they're not signed right now, playing an independent thing, and they're signed like crazy. Same thing is happening in crypto because hedge funds are basically saying, you're either going to allow us to have a partnership or strategic alliances together, or you may not make it. And you're also competing against the government and Federal Reserve too.
Right. So then the back of the hedge fund would be JP for them, right? In your turn, from your analogy, right? Either you're gonna let us be part of this, or you might not make it.
Get down and lay down. Then they made their win. Yeah, that's one. So go look at who Solana's been meeting with and what protect. So even with Bitcoin, now everyone's like, "Yo, we weren't talking about decentralized the currency. We were talking about the blockchain technology." If 14 entities own majority share of the blockchain, doesn't that give them controlling interest of an entity and property? Or no? When people think decentralization, they're thinking of one. If I own CNN, Fox, ABC, TLC, so I can put out 90 Day Fiance Part 2, and I split it up amongst all our kids, and I just don't own it, do we not still have a network? Okay. But I don't know anything. I'm not in crypto. I'm not a master. I've learned too. Entrepreneurs, please write this down. The best information that you have, keep to you and your friends. One thing that really freed me, my dad was like, you're only responsible for taking care of Xander and a couple of friends. You don't got to say the world. You did that already. Do your research though. Once again, do you think, in every industry this happens, do you think that any industry, person, entity, asset, or intellectual piece of property will get so hot that they won't force a way into? You saw what happened with 50 and Jimmy Iovine. 50 was the hottest thing smoking on Interscope. Shout out to everybody who worked in the building. When he put out SMS audio, boy, Jimmy was like, this is my exit. I'm going to kill you at all costs. Happened. Even the Kanye 50 debate, man, orchestrated by Iovine to not help him, to ruin his perception of him being a A-class act. Ripple. I'll let y'all do the research though.
Okay. I'm following you.
When we talk after though.
Yeah. I mean, I see people putting in the comments as well, and I was starting to think, as I'm hearing you talking, I see where you're going with this. So you're saying, and this would be interesting, like when we talked about follow the signal. So when you see a brokerage like Fidelity saying like, hey, we're going to allow Bitcoin to be, or cryptocurrencies, are we now looking at which ones are actually going to be allowed on their brokerage firm? Yeah, because there's obviously going to be an interest inside of that.
I mean, the demand
is high, and even
demand.
Yeah, and then
Bitcoin
when people
is
like
going to be supreme.
Absolutely.
Bitcoin supreme.
And when people like with BlackRock and Citadel teamed up to destroy your job is to destroy all competition. This is like, you guys want the truth or you want the Carlton Banks version of shit? The truth is, any considerable threat, you destroy entire lineage. That's why for those
48 laws of power.
For those of you that want to be in pharma, banking, hedge fund, media, world politics, there is no such thing as true freedom unless you dance in between that $5 to $14 million space where you're not too big of a threat to the big boys and you're just out of the trenches. You get to that 25 to 100, you have to pay a toll road. And we see music industry is a prime example. Every artist, man, what can I do to break through? What kind of music you do? Rap. Okay. You need a gangster behind you. And the beats, who gonna protect you? You going into business with some of the biggest gangsters on earth, you need a gangster to protect you. You seen Tekashi got snatched up, Wack got in his pockets, the other young boys back in his pocket. Boy, you negative without a hit. Wack getting 50%, other boys getting 50%. What?
He gonna make a diss record about you.
That's it, Ian.
That's fine. That helped me hold out. Please put it out. I'll promote it. Let me know a week before you do it so I can get my YouTube, SoundCloud, and Facebook advertising budgets together, and we can run this into the ground.
He'll be on Clubhouse in T-minus 17 minutes talking about this. So
that's fine.
We got you.
Want to talk about people in his pockets? Talk about a 360, boy. Boy got a 520.
Round and
you
round.
Need protection in some of these industries. It is warfare, and it's different when quantitative easing was going. The capital was flowing. Everyone was getting funded. Fundamentals didn't matter. I was listening to Josh's show, and Jan was on. I was like, yo, some of the companies that were getting funded were going off 50 times earnings, 70 times earning. And Rivian, the prime example, you hadn't produced a car yet. Let y'all have put out Rivian and no car. Boy, YouTube think pieces all day. Have they given up on a culture and all that? Rivian do it. Y'all don't say nothing. Let me have perform like Kathy. And I love Kathy. I'm going to be real. A lot of y'all didn't even know who Kathy was before I mentioned her. She was Styles P. She was ghostwriting a lot of them portfolios. And as soon as she became a threat, Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, the person that brings drama, negativity, has seen too much, or competition is going to want to kill you. You now are seeing it with Michael Saylor. You think all of a sudden a stable coin called a crypto crash? No, Mike got too popular. They know that 21,000 level is key. That's why you now hear people saying 20,000. They want to squeeze his ass out the market and destroy MicroStrategy. This is warfare. That's why Buffett puts on a happy little smile and eat them little candy and just say, I don't know. Me and Charlie, it's a great show. Great show. Greatest shark of all time.
That's a fact. And if you didn't, you're trying to figure out what we spoke about MicroStrategy last week when we were talking about points and places to get in some of these investments. Yeah. Obviously 21 was the number, but yeah, I've seen 20 earlier today as well.
I was always taught you kill an ant with a sledgehammer.
Absolutely.
Don't let that go over your head.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.